is coming. Yes, so the first speaker will be Professor Yoshitsugu Hayashi. So Professor Yoshitsugu Hayashi is the professor at Chubu University. He is the full member of Club of Rome, and he is also the ex-president. Sorry, he is the ex-president of WCTRS Chubu University. Yes, and he will. John here. He used to be the Nagoya University professor, and now he is the emeritus professor of Nagoya University, Japan. One of the 100 full member of Club of Rome, okay, which is very well known by the first report of the limited code in 1972. So Club of Rome is very famous, include only the one who is famous, like Gorbachev or something, is the member of this Club of Rome. So very honored to be a member of that. And at the same time, he also the president at that time. Now he's the ex-president of the WCTRS, or World Conference on Transportation Research Society. And this society is one of our main sponsors of this. And so he worked with the JICA at that time in 19th period, and he's the one who designed the BTS line and other train line in Bangkok. And after that, 1999, so we start the BTS. After he went back to Japan just only 2 years or something. So I heard that story and feel like, oh, he look like the father of the BTS line there. So maybe he have a very good story to share with us. Okay, so he will talk about the quality of life based on urban transportation planning by using IoT or ICT. Sorry. So please welcome Professor Yoshitsugu Hayashi to the stage for his speech.
Thank you very much for your very generous introduction of me, Professor Tanarak. And I also would like to thank to Vice President. I'm afraid he's just leaving, but very much thankful to the university and very warm welcome to a very beautiful city of Chiang Mai. And as Professor Tanaruk told, WCTRS, World Conference on Transport Research Society, is also hosting that one of the special interest groups on smart cities, smart transport, and the quality of life. That special interest group is supporting this conference. Now, what has happened in Bangkok until 70s, a little bit down, please, a little bit down. Transport was very sustainable. But after 80s, because of recommendation by American consultant, they brought their dream into Bangkok with 10-lane freeways, living outside in 5 bedrooms, detached house, single-family house. But it could not work like this. This is a very famous photo of Bangkok Post, 1993, September 3rd, because I was the chairman at that time for the project to introduce urban railways, JICA project. I was sitting in a breakfast room of now Westin Hotel, formerly Anna Hotel there. Hotel Grand Pacific. I found this photo on Bangkok Post. Oh, this is very dangerous. This is the limit to stand. So this boy was standing at 4:30 to arrive. This is about 20 kilometers away from city center, and his school is near the city center. In the city center, maybe I don't know, Chulalongkorn High School. I don't know, but the school starts at 8:30, but already 4:30 he should be there. Because of this. This is around the Asok crossing. That building was where I was staying, near there. And from there to here, it's only 300, broke. Okay. Only 300 meters, but it took 1.5 hours, 300 meters. Walking was much faster. And then fortunately, the JICA proposal was almost exactly same as the first Thai government plan of urban railway network, because I worked together with Dr. Kumurop Lak. He was the deputy director of OCMLT under NESDB at the time. So although I had to work for JICA, but he requested me, don't do for JICA, but work for Bangkok. And I was always hired to his office. And then we used colored, line tape, in drafting in architecture. We use, tape, paper tape, sticky paper tape. And the red line is here, blue line is here, like that. Oh, no, a bit here. We did together. So then this was open, very, very fortunately. Of course, not only by our discussions, but the very brave leaders were there. That was General Chamlong, at the time governor of Bangkok Metropolitan Authority, and also Dr. Anat. Dr. Anat was the first president of BTS. BTS was contracted with BMA already in 1992. But the realization opening was 1999. But it was very quick. I met Dr. Anat 3 days ago. He told it was slow, but not so slow. Then after that, during 15 years, from 1999 was the Sukhumvit line, the first line was opened. And only 15 years later, 2015 or so, already, 100 kilometer, about 100 kilometer. Now 120 kilometer. Look at Osaka metro. Osaka metro is now 120 kilometer. So it took more than 60 years. So how quick it was. Bangkok constructed urban railway lines. And according to the plan, I met yesterday Dr. Akom, ex-transport minister. According to his note, 2021, the total length will become 218 kilometer long. So very quick, over 200 kilometer. So until, at least until 2015, Bangkok was the champion in the speed of construction and improvement of urban railways. Outside of China, China is different. So limit to ordinary democratic countries, Thailand, Bangkok was a champion. Anyway, but after that, so if you were living in Bangkok or going to Bangkok, you felt congestion became much better now, but much better maybe until 5 years ago. Okay? So when I was a chairman, about 10% of commuters spent 8 hours a day for commuting, one way 4 hours. Okay? So young Thai people here, so you don't know that. I know. Today, what surprised me was we can see now the surface of road. At that time, it was almost difficult. This way. So we cannot see paved surface, so all filled by automobiles. So now so much changed, but still becoming congested again because people in Bangkok became too rich, very much rich. So you don't use now a tuk-tuk for daily life, but only for tourists. Rather, you buy Mercedes or BMW, Volvo, whichever, then drive. And then so it will be more congested. That's why we proposed smart transport strategy for Thailand 4.0 by a JICA JST project. Now, Bangkok still have such problems as congestion, safety, say emission of CO2. Nowadays, again, particular matters, PM 2.5, etc. Very much harmful directly harmful to our life. Plus now, aging problem will be added very soon. Okay? Japan started population decline in 2005, but until 2004, most of Japanese did not understand what was the problem of aging, but now we feel very much. Sorry. And then how to achieve higher quality of life under such situations. Now, limit to growth. So this was published about half a century ago, very famous, the limit to growth report by Club of Rome. Club of Rome asked Professor Forrester of MIT to do simulation what would happen the next. Club of Rome was proposed by a businessman, Aurelio Pecce, who was deputy CEO of Olivetti company. But the majority of you don't know what is Olivetti. Olivetti was a top company of typewriter. So you see typing, okay, in American old-fashioned movies. That is typewriter. You know typewriter? Who knows? Who do not know typewriter? Oh, really? Young people don't know. Anyway, and also he was radicalist, activist, underground, politically underground, to turn down Hitler's and Mussolini's governments. Yeah. Anyway, but he was a great philosopher, but he thought it was necessary to show by data what would happen the next. And this is the result. Their simulation started in 1970, And then oil product and the population growth. So population growth is not straightforward linearly, but much more than linear, exponentially. So that means the food production green cannot catch up near the future. So they forecasted 2030 is the critical point, and they start to face many deaths in the world. But already many deaths in Africa, for example. That's why so many refugees are moving from African continent to Europe. That is one of the critical problems. Now transport. Looking into transport, what is the limit in transport? This is comparison between Bangkok, Beijing, and Tokyo, and how rich people will become like this. This is GDP per capita or income per capita about the same. Tokyo did not grow so much, but rather flat. Beijing the next, the Bangkok grew up very rapidly. Okay. So this is a big problem. The second one is not only, okay, so this vertical is now horizontal axis. It's okay if grow up rapidly the car ownership if you can construct at the same speed the increasing the road length or road capacity. So this is how many meters of paved road per car. But unfortunately, it's almost impossible to make it constant. If the same speed, car ownership increase and the road construction increase, the same, this can be kept flat. But every city coming down, even Tokyo. So Bangkok is here already, so near the hell. Okay. So more clearly, we can see in this graph. So left is how many minutes necessary to drive per 1 kilometer. 1 kilometer drive, how many minutes? So you can see from 85 to 90, suddenly down, suddenly increase travel time. So now I define this is the limit to growth in car ownership or limit to motorization. Okay? So this is a very important point, about 4 meters per car. Of course, how many lanes, if you have data, it's much better. But to compare various cities, this is a much simpler data. So this is definition of the limit to growth. Sorry, I forgot to show arrow. So how to improve now? Okay, so one of the solutions is now you are here, very much close to the hell. Not here, hell. Okay, so move back to this position. Okay, this position. So about the 3 times lower number of cars. Is it possible? Very difficult. Very difficult. Another solution is you are now here, already near the hell, but to increase the number of lengths of road upwards. So 3 times, 4 times, or 5 times more than the level of Tokyo. Okay. Is it possible? It's almost impossible. Okay. Then what to do? Okay. So now I go into the demand side. So of course, it's very important to think over supply side of road. But demand side, how demand will be changed? One of the factors is aged population share will grow very rapidly. Now about 10% of people are over 65. But in 2050, already 30%. So this is a figure of Japan today. I'm included in this. I'm much greener than you. You are red. I'm green, okay? But green is maybe this should be colored red and this should be green. Anyway, very dangerous, okay? Very dangerous. So what does it mean? So historically, from the past, now, and the future, the transport demand was bigger, much bigger than transport supply, infrastructure supply. Okay, always congested. But in the near future, or even here, 2035, demand, what people want, will be changed. Okay. Construction of railways, it's okay, not always. Maybe no. Okay, I'm becoming very old, like this. Okay, like this. Can I get in crowded railways in the peak hour? Maybe no. Then what happened? I will tell later. Okay, I will tell later. Now we have to think over for whom, what is needed. So please imagine, this is me, and this is some lady here, young lady. Okay, so we are living in the same district, a mesh, maybe 1 kilometer mesh or 500 meter small mesh. There's very nice, environment, greens or temples, cultural or natural beauty. It's very good for QOL. But hospitals are outside, green are hospitals, and shops are also outside. So the height is provided service, medical service provided here and here, and the shopping service provided here and here. And the green service is here. So, sorry, color is different, sorry. Okay, so if you live here, we cannot get the service every day, medical service. If this is, for example, 40 minutes and this is 1.5 hours, we cannot go every day. Okay? The same for shopping. So these decreased services are given physically or say within your budget, you can get these. So this I call, the original is existing service or values of service, and then this is accessible values. Now, young lady here, do you wish to have all of medical service? Do you wish to have all of shopping service? Maybe shopping service you wish to have. Just a minute. Maybe affected by PM 2.5. I don't know. But I'm okay because I was born in city of Yokkaichi. It was the most famous for air pollution. I have survived for, say, nearly 70 years. So I can live wherever I want. Okay, I forgot where here, okay. So now, this is, this I call it the perceived value. For a particular person, what they wish is, this means the weight for different services, or is different. So in equation, in equation, it is denoted like this. So this is M service is provided in mesh J. So I'm living in I, okay? Not my mesh, but a bit far away. So Cij is the distance or the cost in between. So all of V cannot be obtained, but only A is available in mesh I, so accessible. And depending on the type of person, old man or young lady, how much M service is wanted is different. Weight between the QOL factors are different. Between shopping, medical service, or greens are different. So weighted sum over over M is a quality of life for K-type person when living in I mesh. Okay, so I live in the mesh I, and the young lady is living in the mesh I, but her QOL, my QOL is different. And then what we can do is, if summing up all of people living there, that is famous gross national happiness, Bhutan's. But more in general, gross regional happiness. Region may be national, region may be city, so national case GNH, city case GCH, if you like. Okay, so all integrated for over all people, or only integrated only maybe warning to stop, or so only K. So old people, for young people, how much yes they by the way. Okay, now I'll show you some of our case studies for your understanding. So this is a case study in Singapore. A female, male, and young, middle, and old. Okay, so for all the ages of ladies, crime rate is most important, but may not always. For example, middle-aged men, most important is working. Access to workplace is the most important. And senior people, most important is community life, more locally, where near their houses. Okay? So much different. If we plot it in a geographical map, this is Singapore, 50 kilometer, 30 kilometer, something like that. And each 500 meter mesh. So red is QOL high, and the blue is low. Okay. Although we consider the greenish, but Singapore, because of Lee Kuan Yew's making shadow policy, green is not so much difference, but shopping hospitals are different. Young male more happy, middle-aged lady more happy, middle-aged men less happy, because they are workaholic, and no meaning good shops here. And then old female, the old men, like me, is more happy. Okay. Then what we can have is so vertical is how many people are living. Okay. This is population distribution with information of QOL. Okay. So here, very good high QOL area, maybe city center, but no many people are living, rather outside. So this is because living cost here is too high. Okay. So outside is much cheaper. So what you should do, what you can do is, what you can do is to construct ring line of rail. Then blue may become green or a little bit yellow. Okay, more happy. Or the same money can be used for subsidies to give these people to fill the gap in living cost between here outside and the city center. Then some people may go in. So compact city. Okay. Or many shops or hospitals are here, then we'll give some subsidies to these service facilities if they move into the outskirt population agglomerations. Okay, so in this way, so this is quality of life based planning. Okay, this is quality of life based planning. So far, in many countries, Japan also, road lobby is doing only looking at the road. Rail lobby looking at the rail. And urban development section looking at urban development. They don't look together in an integrated manner. So by this very simple method, the planning people can look together. I'll show you another example near Nagoya. So this is Nagoya. Nagoya is about the center. I hope you know between Tokyo and Osaka. This is Nagoya area, and then Chubu University is about here, just beside Kozoji New Town. It was developed 40 years ago. Okay, New Town. This is about 3 kilometers and 1.5 kilometers, like this. And then, as you know, this is main line going to the city center of Nagoya. So many commuters are using this. But this is okay. This is main line and the station. But these people are not always convenient. Only rather poor bus services. Then we test to introduce light rail to make people like ring line, like Singapore. Okay. So I'll show you this first. This ring line we propose. Okay. Then how much QOL will be increased? This is 2017, and 2025. If this will be completed, then 15% in average or in total, 15% QOL will be, or QOL or gross national happiness, gross new town happiness, total will be increased. And this is another policy, the same money, not to use for railway construction, but use planting trees, greens, okay? But only 2% increased. Now, we assume 2040, people's preference, shape of weight will change like German city. So we also conducted the same analysis in Dresden in Germany. So this is interesting. German people like more green, okay, more green, and then Nagoya people like more public transport, like this, okay. So shape is different. That's why. So just assume if Nagoya people's preference shape will become like Germans, then the evaluation will be changed. This tree policy will be up, and the light rail policy will be down. But in reality, well mixed combinations may be more preferable. So now, the rest of time not so much, but I go into our project, Smart Transport Strategy for 4.0. What is that? Okay, so I will show you first, as a whole, what we are doing. In one side, we look at person. On the other, total market. Okay, so this is typical congestion in one section of road, morning peak and evening peak, like this, right? At the moment. So because of this, you cannot move smoothly. Okay, so as I told, to increase. I'm sending some wave, I don't know. To increase more infrastructure, so to cover this, then it's okay. But look at inside of Bangkok, no room to construct 3 times, 4 times more road space. It's impossible. Okay, so another idea is how to reduce, make it down the peaks. Okay, this side is, we will now explain, maybe today after my presentation, each individual members will explain more. So we'll say such quality of life whole day. In the morning here at home, and then going for travel to workplace, and then if this is railways, then down, and by car even more down, and then here, and then evening peak is also like this. So here and here is corresponding to this. Okay, and then not only quality of life, but also how safe it is or security it is, or how much CO2 will be emitted. So that is maximize personal quality of life, at the same time minimize burdens or bad things. Burden on the global society is to reduce CO2. Or if this is PM 2.5 is burden on local people's health. Okay, so that is a kind of performance, but not economic efficiency. This is sufficiency performance. Okay. And then now, everyone, when congestion problem is looking at congestion on street only, it's very difficult. It's very important to solve the problem of congestion by signaling, signal control, better control, etc. But if so many cars are coming in, like Asok crossing 30 years ago, signal control cannot work. In fact, there were 2 professors at that time, Professor Tony May of Leeds University, conducted study on traffic signaling say, reform. Today's, say, permanent secretary of Department of Transport. The name is Tanroku Sensei, who is Department of Transport.
Department of Transportation.
Warame Sensei, you told Department of Transport, permanent secretary was a student of Tony May. Anyway, I don't know. He did maybe even much before. Chabato. Okay. Much older student may be doing. Okay. Anyway, and also Professor Koshi of University of Tokyo, and again I met Professor Koshi's student yesterday when we met Dr. Akom. Sorry, that director's name. Anyway, but they were not successful because their model were applied in UK cities or in Japanese cities. At least in two country cities, we could see the road surface, but where we cannot see road surface situation never worked. Then what we should do is, now you are living in suburb, and most of them are going to workplace by car. But extension of, for example, Purple Line, Warame Sensei is living along the Purple Line near the station. And then if access to station and the egress from the station CBD side is better, then you can use. And so far, perhaps until 1 month ago, Warame Sensei could not use well the public railway line. But now the Green Line is extended to Kasei University. Then I hope he is using, or I don't know. Okay, anyway, so this is the idea, and make Sukhumvit or inside of city like this, and then don't use 5-seater car or 4-seater car. It's totally nonsense. Not only in Bangkok but in Tokyo, in London. So we don't recognize that stupidity. So stupid. But load factor is only 1.1 person in a car. The rest is air. So we are transporting air. So nonsense. Then don't use. Then much smaller systems we can use this. Sorry, this is car, but should be replaced by this. Okay, then the much smoother. And another stupidity is how stupid we are in using cars is about 95% of cars are not working, sleeping in parking lots, parking space. Okay, that means how stupid owning a car, purchasing a car individually. If it is asked to some company, local sharing car company, then they can utilize a car. One car is used by 10 people or 20 people in a day. So parking lots can be much smaller. Okay? So that's another idea. Or parking lot can be used much more livable space. Sorry, okay, this is. And then, again, just illustration. So this is today. Morning peak, evening peak congestion. Why? All the companies would like to start at 9, would like to end up at 5. This is stupid. Okay, this should be stopped. And then we have checked what kind of working they are doing in his or her main office. Typing computer, using computer, etc. Not necessary to do in main office. So it can be done in Starbucks. In fact, there are many people working in Starbucks. Okay, so our idea is to break many into many parts. And only core time, maybe you need meetings in the office. Then you should be there. But it depends on the day. Today, no meeting, then you don't go, no need to go to the office, main office. The Starbucks or Starbucks with massage, I don't know. So variety of ideas may come, okay? Then more, say, vital economy you can get in Bangkok. Rather than stuck in traffic, that's more stupid. Okay. Then finally, sorry, this is, I inserted in Japanese, sorry, 2 points. Anyway, so this is Skumbit model. And then now, this is the result, but now many parts are blue, then make it green. And then final goal is Sabai community, Sabai society. Okay. Now I would like to omit the detail, but the just structure I will show you. So this is the structure of our SATREPS project. Okay. So there are 4 teams, 1, 2, 3, 4, group 1, 2, 3, 4. The top is data and visualization group. Okay, so cutting-edge technologies introduced, and then what are the needs? Individual needs are there, and then optimize entire city, and then it is shown visually in digital earth. And group 1 simulate people's behaviors, okay, and where to live. What kind of transport systems combinations will be used, etc. And then group 2 is to have to conduct experiment in real district. And then group 3 is evaluate this kind of policy combinations are good or maximizing QOL or reducing the cost, etc. And then performance factor, QOL divided by cost, divided by CO2 emission or pollutant emission, then maximize the factor, and then better life, like this. And this is a team configuration. I'm afraid no place to note all the members, but Tanaruk sensei, Warame sensei, Kingston sensei, Bunsan sensei, these are leaders, and then many organizations are here. Now Digital Earth team is like this, getting different types of data and then analyze and then show the results and then get feedback. Like this, detecting many type of data, and then this is digital Earth system, which Professor Fukui of Chubu University. Chubu University has the top digital Earth system in Japan, and one of the tops in the world. So from sky to the local place, like this. So we can show the analysis results or intermediate results to the politicians. This is Asok crossing. This is done by Dr. Morita, his simulation. Now almost successful to reveal the same situation. And then simulation team, group 1, is doing residential location and service facilities, and then how they move, and then how traffic will be like this, okay? Like this. Combination of railways plus smart service. This is not a good picture, but this is a small one. This looks a very great, very big one, but it's a very small one. And then experiment. This is, many of you may know the word MaaS, mobility as a service. Okay, so information integration regarding travel, much more than a trip planner, and the payment to the bank, and then from ownership to experience, to share and experience. And then, so this is the Maslow's wants pyramid. At the beginning, when we are poor, we need commodities and goods to live, and then we need services and more experiences, and then we added the top. This is not for us. How much or what kind of asset we can inherit to the next generations. Okay? After population decline, the country will not grow. Look at Japan. For the past 30 years, no growth. Okay? And then this is distance from station and the quality of trip. Where is missing? Okay, and this part is very much missing. Now we'll do experiment in this area, Asok Tonro area, and then also redesign the street, including pedestrian areas, and then this is done by Mr. Dr. Morita and also Dr. Kazuki Nakamura and Dr. Waramet, the scene and evaluate. And then evaluation team is like this. This will be presented by Mr. Witsarut. Morning, 6 o'clock. Don't go outside. Now you decide to go out to drive. Don't do that. Okay. So it's like a Google diary. Give me what time, from what time to what time meeting, what time to what time pick up kids, etc. That kind of activity type and where you should be, only that you will be input. Then AI will be, you will give the solutions to give the best choices of the day, and then okay, so I have to finish up by this. So this is formerly infrastructure power-based person planning microanalysis, but now make it reverse, personal QOL-based infrastructure planning and rather macro analysis together necessary. Then QOL based planning we do need better for everyone. So this is a strong instrument to check the SDGs. One of the most important factors is no one left behind. Okay? So there have been no good method, particularly in urban planning or transport planning. So our system is now providing a system to check the SDGs. Thank you very much.
Thank you.